All right, guys, so these are the video directions to go along with this assignment called Gathering Evidence About Velocity Changes. We are doing it in class on either Thursday the 22nd or Friday the 23rd, depending on what period you are in. There is a Pear Deck that we will be doing in class as well. So if you missed class and are doing this as your makeup, make sure you also do the Pear Deck. The link to that will be in Aries. But here are the slides that go with the Pear Deck. And then we will be using the sim. So on the previous lesson, we figured out how things can start moving or change motion by messing with things that we had at our house. Now we're going to look at the sim and look a little bit more closely at those different motions and how those changes occur. So we learned that things can start moving. We learned that they can speed up, slow down, stop moving, or move in a different direction. So now we're going to use the sim to figure out how that happens. All right, so I'm going to open the sim. If you click this link, remember if you're not logged into Amplify, which I highly doubt you are, you're going to click the link and then you're going to click Log in with Clever. I believe mine is still open. Yeah. Okay, so here's our sim. If you watch the video in the Pear Deck, it kind of goes over the basics of the sim. When you first log in, you should be in Open Explorer over here. That's where you should be. It automatically takes you there, but just in case, that's where we're at. And then notice I have Object A is just always on the board, and then you have a couple of different things we could do. So I could drag other objects on the board, and then it gives me like, do I want to make them move? So I can move in a horizontal direction, or I can move in a vertical direction. And then if you pick both, then you're going to be at an angle. Okay. So let's say I'm just going to do this because I'm going to hit my object A with object B. That's what I'm going to try to do. So look at right here, I'm trying to get object A to start moving. So let's see if what I did sets it up. So I can press run. And obviously object A did start moving. But I do want to show you something else. So notice that there is an analyze. We don't really need the analyze for today, but we could. I'm going to actually go ahead and show it to you. So what it shows us is it shows us the start, and then it shows us the current or change in velocity. So we could look at this because we were trying to get it to start moving. So notice that it wasn't moving at the beginning, and then it did start moving at 5 meters or 5 centimeters per second. So it definitely did start moving. But there's also some other ways we can do this. So I'm going to go back to build, and I'm going to press rebuild clears your board. So notice I'm back to A. I actually could also do this a different way and not have any objects. If I go to run, and then notice it says prepare force right here. If I click that, then this thing lights up. And what this is doing is I can put a force. So let's say, so right now it's not moving. And then if I add a force, and if you make it click it more times, it makes it a bigger force. So clicked it a couple times, I have a pretty big arrow. That's my force. And then to make, it says exert force. That means I'm going to actually put the force onto object A. And notice it starts moving. And then if I click analyze, like I said, you don't really need to. The negative just means that it was going to the left, because remember, velocity has speed and direction. So in this case, the positive is to the right and the negative is to the left. So it definitely did start moving. So if I come back to my document here to get the object to start moving, so notice I hit it with a different object. I hit it with object B. And in that case, I hit it to the right and got it to start moving. And then I also got it to start moving by hitting it with a force to the left. So how do I word that? I'm going to help you. Okay, so to get it to start moving, we had a push in any direction, right? Just pushing. Whether I pushed it with an object or I pushed it with a force. Okay, so now we need to speed up our object. All right, so to get out of this, we're going to go to build, and then let's see. I need to speed it up. So that means I need to start it at a speed. So I'm going to start it pretty slow. Okay. Then think about how I can get it to go faster. So I'm going to go ahead and add another object. And I know if I'm trying to speed it up and it's going to the right, then I probably want to push it, right, to the right. So I'm going to have object B, keep going, and I'm going to, if you can tell, it's going to crash into that one, right? So let's hit run. B crashes into A, and let's see what happened. So now my analyze, okay, so my object A, that's the one I was trying to get moving. It was starting at 2 centimeters per second, and then when it got hit, it started moving at 5 centimeters per second. So it had a positive change of 3. Okay, I'm not going to worry about object B right now. And I'm not going to worry about kinetic energy that you should see. So what did I do to speed it up? So again, it was a push, but it wasn't in any direction, because if I pushed it the other way, think about what would happen. So push in the same direction. Okay, I'm going to make you do the rest. So again, once you have this, you're going to go back to build. You might want to do rebuild, and then you just click yes. And then you can make your object A move by adding other objects, pressing run, analyze, or you can press run here and add forces. And you can add forces in different directions, right? So you're going to follow the table here. Okay. Now the next part we're going to do is we're going to gather more information about velocity. So velocity, remember, is speed and direction. We're in the sim still. And then when the object's velocity changes, what direction is the force? So when it started moving, and we're just picking from these are your 3. So when to start moving, was the force in the same direction of the object, in opposite direction of the object's motion, or in any direction? Didn't matter. So let me again show you. So I'm going to go back to build. I'm going to click rebuild to make sure it's clear. Since this one is more specifically looking at force, I'm just going to use the force part of this. So I'm going to click run, and then I'm going to click prepare force. Okay, and then what was my thing? Start moving. So I just wanted to get my object A to start moving. So does it need to be in the same direction? Well, it's not really moving. So that should be clue 1. Just to get it to start moving, I could do that, right? But I could also do that direction. It's still moving. So to get it to start moving, it doesn't matter the direction. So it would be any direction. Okay. What about to get it to speed up, or to slow down, or to stop moving, or move in the opposite direction? Which way do you have to put the force? So again, you're going to use this force, prepare force, reset. When you're getting to like the one about speed up or slow down, make sure you go back to build and make sure you give it a little bit of speed, right? And then you'll go to run, and you're going to prepare a force that's going to kind of pause it. So if it's going in that direction, if I add force in this direction, so this would be in the same direction. So on my paper, I'm looking at this. So figure out which one does this apply to. So I have a force in the same direction as the speed, exert force. Okay, I'm going to click my analyze. Notice start and current. So it started at 2, and then it went up to 5. So it sped up. So to speed up, notice it was in the same direction. Very good. All right, so that is this assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always comment in Google Classroom. Have a great day.